everybody. So today we're going to do something that I've never done before on the channel, but if you guys enjoy it, I would certainly love to do more of, and that is trade trees. Now, Sportsnet's been doing trade trees for blockbuster trades for a while now, and obviously I'm not going to just copy one of those that they've done, but I want to look at trade trees of kind of smaller, lesser known deals that have really, really cool implications down the line and still have really cool trade trees, even though they weren't these massive blockbuster deals. And today we're going to be looking at a team who made a trade that inadvertently ended up helping one of their division rivals in a great way down the line before that division rival even existed. This is really cool when you get into it, so sit back, relax, hit that like and subscribe, and let's take a look at the trade that sent James Wisniewski to the Anaheim Ducks and eventually led to the Vegas Golden Knights getting one of their best players. March 2nd, 2015, it's trade deadline day in the NHL, and the Anaheim Ducks, who are looking to make a deep playoff run, possibly going for another cup, are looking to bolster their roster, and in doing so, they acquire defenseman James Wisniewski from the Columbus Blue Jackets along with a 2015 third-round pick. Going back the other way to Columbus is prospect William Karlsson. Yes, that William Karlsson. Right wing Rene Bourque in a 2015 second-round pick. Now, James Wisniewski went on to play just 13 games for Anaheim after the trade deadline. He had no goals, 5 assists for 5 points, and was a -3. And while Anaheim did go to the Western Conference Finals that year, ultimately losing to Chicago, James Wisniewski did not play a single game in the postseason. So he was really just brought in as a depth defenseman, and that summer was traded to Carolina for goaltender Anton Khudobin, who only played 7 games, or started 7 games for Anaheim. This was before he established himself as a full-time NHLer, went 3-3-0 with a .909 save percentage and a 2.69 goals against, and left the next summer in free agency, signing with Boston. The third-round pick that they acquired went on to become center Brent Gates, who has been a career minor leaguer and is split between the AHL and the ECHL, but never played an NHL game. On the other side of things, William Karlsson played 165 games for the Columbus Blue Jackets, scoring 16 goals, 31 assists for 47 points and a +3 rating. But the more important part with William Karlsson comes later. Rene Bourque went on to play 57 games with Columbus, scoring 5 goals and 7 assists for 12 points and a -11 rating. He was not very good and eventually was just gone in free agency. And that 2015 second-round pick became forward Kevin Stenlund, who is playing for Columbus now, still with the Blue Jackets. But the big part of this trade tree, and the thing that makes this so interesting to me, is what happened with William Karlsson. So obviously we fast forward now to 2017. The Vegas Golden Knights now exist, and Karlsson is Vegas's expansion draft pick from Columbus, and William Karlsson explodes with Vegas into a top 6 center, into one of the best players on the Golden Knights, and is a huge reason why Vegas has had as much success as they have early on and in the early stages here of their franchise's history. He has gone on to play 283 games with the Golden Knights, scoring 96 goals, 123 assists for 219 points and a +80 rating. So looking back on it, and now the Vegas Golden Knights were not even a thought when this original trade was made. When the original James Wisniewski trade was made, the Golden Knights did not exist. They were not on anyone's mind. They were not even an afterthought. And inadvertently, the Anaheim Ducks, in putting William Karlsson in this trade, ended up allowing Vegas to get William Karlsson and Karlsson go on to lead the Golden Knights and be one of their best players in the same division against the Anaheim Ducks. So they basically indirectly and inadvertently gave a division rival one of their best players. And if Karlsson is never traded to Columbus, it's probably unlikely that Karlsson ever gets picked by Vegas in the expansion draft. If he stayed in Anaheim, I think it's very unlikely that Karlsson would have been the pick. I think, Anaheim certainly had better players that they had to leave available, including the one that was taken from Anaheim in Shea Theodore, who is now a, top defenseman getting Norris Trophy votes each and every year. I don't think Karlsson would be in Vegas if this move to Columbus never originally happened. And now, obviously, there's no way that Anaheim would have ever known this or was doing anything to help out a division rival because, again, they didn't know that Vegas didn't exist at the time. They didn't know that Vegas was going to exist. But it's just really, really interesting to me and really funny to me how this worked out. That basically, for 13 games of James Wisniewski in a career minor leaguer, the Anaheim Ducks are responsible for Vegas getting their number one center and one of the key core pieces of that franchise in their early stages, which has made them so successful in their early stages. And I just think that just shows, how, history can be changed and how one piece involved in a trade or one trade happening versus not happening can have such a huge impact on things down the line and really have, such a big impact on history and the way that history, things happen in the future because of something like this. This one little trade, which really wasn't even close to a blockbuster move. It was essentially Anaheim adding a depth defenseman at the trade deadline, turned into the Vegas Golden Knights getting one of their best players. And it's just really interesting to me the way that turned out. And I think this is one of the things that makes trade trees so exciting and so fun to look at, is that, you get to really see, drawn out in front of you the way that these moves ultimately affect history and are still affecting history. I mean, this trade tree could continue. If Kevin Stenlund is eventually traded in any way by the Columbus Blue Jackets, this trade tree would continue, and Stenlund would get a piece added to below him. So, it's just fun how something that happened 6 years ago now, over 6 years ago, in March of 2015, ended up having such a huge impact on the league in 2017 and still having a huge impact on the league now in 2021. And all Anaheim got out of it was 13 games of James Wisniewski and 7 games of Anton Khudobin. That, to me, is what makes trade trees so fun to look at. And this is one that, again, Anaheim inadvertently and indirectly ended up being responsible for the Vegas Golden Knights getting one of their best players. And they ultimately helped a division rival without having any idea at the time that they were going to indirectly help a division rival. So that's the trade tree for James Wisniewski's deal back in 2015 that ultimately led to William Karlsson becoming a Vegas Golden Knight because he was sent to Columbus in that trade. Columbus left him exposed in the expansion draft. Vegas took him, and he's gone on to become a star player with the Golden Knights. So really interesting there. If you guys enjoyed this trade tree video and want to see more, please let me know down in the comments, because this was really fun to look at, and I will absolutely do more of these if you guys want to and enjoy this kind of content. Again, I'm not going to copy any of the big trades that Sportsnet's already done trade trees for, but some of these smaller trades can still have a pretty big impact on the league, especially down the line when they get filled out and we see what ended up happening long term. So With that, like, comment, share, subscribe, follow on social media. All those links are down in the description. If you'd like to further support the channel, the links to our Patreon merchandise store donation link and memberships are in the description as well. Keep spreading the word about this channel. Let's keep this thing growing. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you guys soon.